Hello and welcome to the January 29th edition of the Thursday Night Thunder podcast with AJ and MMK. This is episode 36 of the series. I'm your host, Jason Sinclair, and tonight on the most hardcore motorsports show on the internet, Mike and I will review the 64th annual Rolex 24 at Daytona, the 3rd annual Miami E-Prix, NASCAR's Flash at Bowman Gray Stadium, Barrett-Jackson, and more, as well as discuss why we are your source for the latest and greatest auto racing news on the planet.
Records were in vogue last weekend at Daytona. First of an unusual kind and then of a good kind. The 64th Rolex 24 at Daytona featured a record full course caution length of more than 6.5 hours overnight due to heavy fog. But then once the clouds lifted, the crowds followed as Daytona International Speedway officials confirmed a record attendance for the event just before the final hour. And what a final hour it was, as per Rolex 24 tradition, to annually kick off a new IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship season. All 4 class battles were in doubt until the final laps.
Indeed, the largest margin victory this year was in Le Mans Protect 2 at 5.590 seconds. Take all 4 combined margins of victory, and you get a total of 10.749 seconds, 1.569 in Grand Touring Protect, 5.590 in LMP2, 2.23 in Grand Touring Daytona Pro, and 1.367 in Grand Touring Daytona after 24 hours. The top 9 in GTP, top 2 in LMP2, top 6 in GTD Pro, and top 6 in GTD all finished on the class leader lap. The 9th and final full course yellow flew with 2.5 hours remaining, and the final 2 hours and 15 minutes went green, so those margins weren't a fluke. They were representative of how close it actually was. And in IMSA's annual Global R-Star race, featuring the best from all disciplines and worlds of motorsport, it was IMSA's first full-time stars who headlined the show at the finish.
Porsche, Penske Motorsports, and Felipe Nasr, the most experienced driver on the race-winning number 7 Porsche 963, stamped their legacy on the Rolex 24 at Daytona. In taking their 3rd straight win, PPM joined Wayne Taylor Racing and Chip Ganassi Racing as the only teams to have scored a natural Rolex 24 hat trick. The team's 4th overall Rolex 24 victory is fifth class win in the event and comes 60 years after its first class win, its first as an organization in any series in the 24-hour race back in 1966. As for Nasr, the Brazilian put himself in illustrious company by securing his 3rd Rolex Daytona and as many Januaries to match the feats of no less than Peter Gregg and Helio Castroneves, and in the bargain, bring his total number of winning Rolex timepieces to 4 with his GTD Pro Class victory with BAF Motorsports in 2022. Scott Pruitt and Hurley Haywood are tied for the most overall Rolex 24 wins with 5 apiece, with Pruitt the all-time wins leader at 10 with his 5 class wins added.
I thought 1 was good, but 2 was better, and 3 is going to be hard to beat, Nasr reflected. There's 1 in class. That's right. So 4 Daytona wins. Wow. The potential prospect of unprecedented 4 in a row in 2027 was floated to Nasr only in the post-race press conference. You just gave me the idea now, so we've got to work on it, boys, he laughed. Yeah, I guess, like I said, I feel like I want to just settle in for now and celebrate what we just achieved. But yeah, 4 sounds like a good plan. Despite setbacks post-qualifying on Thursday, both the number 31 Cadillac Wayland Cadillac V Series R and number 1 Paul Miller Racing BMW M4 GT3 Evo nearly completed a double last-to-first comeback. PMR did so in GTD Pro. Whalen came out the aforementioned 1.569 seconds short for the overall win.
Driving the number 31 Cadillac, Jack Aiken, Earl Bamber, Frederick Vesti, and Connor Zilich wheeled the Whalen entry through the field not once but twice, the second time after serving a penalty for a pit lane infraction to give the winning Porsche 963 all it could handle in the closing hour of the race. The number 1 Paul Miller Racing BMW M4 GT3 Evo did the Whalen entry 1 better after having forfeited second spot on the GTD Pro grid due to a technical infraction of its own when De Felipe, Neil Verhagen, Max Hesse, and Dan Harper motored through the 15-car GTD Pro field to win the category. I don't think that we really felt that we were starting off on the wrong note or something like that by this. Verhagen said, I think we just knew that we needed to work like a team, and that's what we did, and we pulled off a flawless race.
CrowdStrike Racing by APR's number 4 Orica LMP207 started 8th in the 13-car LMP2 field, but needed some near last to first comeback too. George Kurtz was an innocent bystander in lap 1 and turn 1 multi-car LMP2s from Mosul, but kept his head down and pushed forward with his trio of young sports car stars, Alex Quinn, Toby Soward, and Matthew Jacobson. For us, George is super good at bringing the car back every time, Sowry said. He's one of the best on the grid, and anytime the best at doing that, and I think that's what makes him such a key element of this team.
Kurtz, who adds the Rolex 24 to an armada of major endurance race wins in his own career. He has class wins at IMSA Michelin Endurance Cup rounds at Sebring, Watkins Glen, and Michelin Raceway Road Atlanta, plus global class wins at the Le Mans and Spa. The bronze role is bringing the car home and not having issues. You're never going to win a race in turn 1. Unfortunately, I just didn't put it together in qualifying, and piece-wise, it was probably top 3 or 4. We were not in the position that we wanted and got caught up in a bit of a mess, but we put it all back together. As Toby said, it's all about giving the car back to these young gentlemen in one piece so they can do what they do.
With a dozen of IMSA's 18 automotive manufacturer partners represented in the GTP, GTD Pro, and GTD classes, 9 or more marks are guaranteed to be disappointed by the outcome of the event. However, 3 automakers in one country are certainly pleased with the results of the 64th edition. Porsche, BMW, and Mercedes-AMG won the GTP, GTD Pro, and GTD classes respectively. It's safe to say the German automotive industry is celebrating the 2024-2026 Rolex 24 from Stuttgart to Weissach to Munich to Offerbach, and many places in between.
Beyond Porsche Penske adding to its win record at the Rolex, Windward Racing and Paul Miller Racing did too. Windward's adds a third win to its 2021 and 2024 triumphs and quietly also delivered a debut podium for its new GTD Pro entry, while PMR adds its second win to its maiden 2020 victory. Coincidentally, Windward now runs the number 48 for its GTD Pro car that had long been a PMR numerical staple. But PMR's number 1 was an appropriate number for both GT winning entries on Sunday.
Season 12 of the ABB FIA Formula E World Championship continues with Round 3 taking place at Miami National Autodrome, located at the Hard Rock Stadium, on January 31st, 2026. Nick Cassidy, who coincidentally competed this past weekend at the Rolex 24, currently leads the Drivers' World Championship standings, followed an amazing victory for Citroën Racing in just their second race. The driver from New Zealand has hit the ground running with the French manufacturer, picking up 2 podiums in the first 2 races after excellent comeback drives up the grid. With 2 rounds down, after a stunning season opener in Sao Paulo and a magical masterclass in Mexico City, all eyes are on Miami.
Nick Cassidy, number 37, said, I'm really excited to be racing at the Miami International Autodrome. It's always something special heading to a new venue for the first time. We've had a strong start to the season, especially with the win in Mexico City, and the momentum within the Citroën Racing team is really encouraging. Everyone's pushing hard, the energy is high, and our focus is on continuing to build on that start and to deliver another solid result in Miami.
Taylor Barnard, the number 77 DS Penske driver, said, I'm super excited to be racing in Miami, especially at such a mythic venue as the Miami National Autodrome. We worked extremely hard to prepare for this race, and finishing P4 in Mexico City showed that we have a strong pace and we are heading in the right direction. That result only made us hungrier. The ultimate goal next week is to fight for the podium.
Ahead of the Miami E-Prix, Formula E will host a 40-minute rookie free practice on Friday, January 30th. Following the success of previous sessions in Rome, Misano, and Jeddah, the event returns and allows rookie drivers a chance to get behind the wheel of the current generation of Formula E cars, the Gen 3 Evo. This initiative follows the second women's test Formula E held over Valencia preseason testing in October and further emphasizes Formula E and the FIA's dedication to creating diverse and inclusive pathways for the next generation of racing drivers. That lineup is as follows. Porsche, Anakin Gubin is their driver. Jaguar TCS Racing, it is Alessandro Gusti. For Nissan, we got Abby Poling. Nissan, we also got Gabriel Mini. For Mahindra Racing, we got Chloe Chambers, DS Penske, Nikita Bedrin, Andretti, Dennis Hauger. For Envision Racing, they have Zach O'Sullivan. For Citroen Racing, they have Theo Porcher. For Cupra Kiro Racing, we have Pepe Marti. And for Lola Yamaha ABT, we have Hugh Barter.
This will be the third running of the Miami E-Prix, with the inaugural event being held in 2015 and using the Biscayne Bay Circuit in the heart of downtown. It was the fifth race in the championship's history, having just celebrated its 150th event in Mexico City earlier this month, and was won by Nico Prost for Edam's Renault, Jack-Eric Verdny, now at Citroen Racing, secured the Julius Baer pole position for Andretti Autosport, and Scott Speed recorded the only podium for U.S. driver in Formula E when he finished second as home race. The championship then returned a decade later for last year's event at Homestead Miami Speedway, which saw Pascal Wehrlein win and his then teammate, Antonio Felix da Costa, classified third for Porsche Formula E team, with Luca Di Grassi scoring a maiden podium for the Yamaha ABT team when he finished second. Norman Nato of Nissan Formula E also managed his first Formula E pole position.
Now back for a third time, the paddock will be racing at the Miami International Autodrome. This venue will be familiar to some of the grid after it hosted the inaugural EVO sessions in 2025, where some of the biggest names in entertainment and sport got the chance to experience the Gen 3 EVO machinery. Subject to FIA homologation. Thank you. The track is 2.32 kilometers long and consists of 14 turns. I am so sorry.
As ABB FIA Formula E achieves B Corp certification, cementing its position as the benchmark for sustainable innovation in sport. It continues to support both communities and the environment as part of its wider purpose of accelerating sustainable human progress. From grassroots social impact programs and local community projects supported by the Better Futures Fund, to powering the event by renewable energy and significant waste management systems, social and environmental sustainability continues to be embedded in Formula E's DNA.
Sustainability credentials at the 2026 Miami E-Prix include sustainable energy sources. The Miami E-Prix will be powered by a combination of energy sources, including grid electricity, sustainable hydro-treated vegetable oil, trackside battery storage, and solar power, reducing reliance on fossil fuels and supporting a lower carbon, more resilient energy supply, as well as air freight emissions reduction. Formula E continues to reduce freight-related CO2 emissions in S12 through optimizing logistics, reducing air freight from 3 planes to 2, and enhancing sea freight solutions.
Reaffirming its commitment to education and gender inclusivity in motorsport, the FIA Girls on Track initiative for Season 12 is aiming to reach even more young women in every race market, supporting the growing demand of young women who are seeking opportunities to support and pursue careers in motorsport.
The FIA Girls on Track activity for the 2026 Miami E-Prix includes hosting up to 120 young women for its FIA Girls on Track program across the race week. Attendees will participate in workshops, gaming, career talks, and a pit lane walk promoting empowerment and education in motorsports and engineering. The FIA Girls on Track program is proudly supported by Hancock, presented partner, and Autoliv, the official partner.
The Miami E-Prix places STEM education skills and future careers at the center of its social impact strategy, using electric racing as a real-world platform to inspire the next generation. Working in collaboration with the Hard Rock Stadium Community Relations team, Formula E has shaped a race week program that prioritizes access, education, and long-term opportunity for young people across Miami, ensuring the event leaves a meaningful and locally relevant legacy. Driving Force, presented by PAF E360, returns to Miami following its launch in the city last season, delivering 2 school workshops near the venue, and Formula E's first ever at-track workshop, engaging young people with STEM and sustainability through the lens of electric racing. Alongside Race Week delivery, Formula E will continue to promote its free teacher lesson plans across Florida, enabling educators to continue inspiring students long after the checkered flag and ensuring a lasting educational legacy from the event. Better Futures Fund partnership with Miami EdTech. Through the Better Futures Fund, Formula E has invested €25,000 in the Miami EdTech to deliver STEM in Motion, a hands-on electric mobility and STEM program supporting 60 underrepresented girls in Miami. By combining EV engineering, mentorship from women in STEM, and exposure to electric racing, the program builds confidence, technical skills, and pathways into future careers in mobility, sustainability, and technology.
An enhanced community tour focused on STEM engagement will welcome up to 275 participants from local organizations and schools focused on engaging young people with STEM. Participants will experience a half day at the track, including a pit lane walk, gaming arena access, and viewing of free practice one, alongside further sessions connecting motorsport excitement with real-world career inspiration.
Ahead of the Miami Prix, Formula E and Google Cloud announced a multi-year partnership with Google Cloud, named principal artificial intelligence partner of the ABB FIA Formula E World Championship. At the heart of the partnership is a mission to demonstrate the potential of artificial intelligence to drive positive impact across Formula E's business operations, everything from races to fans. This multi-year arrangement builds on the official partnership first formalized in January of 2025. Google Cloud's significant elevation to principal partner involves Formula E adopting even more Google Cloud technology for its business, such as integrating Gemini models across its ecosystem to accelerate performance, deliver faster, more efficient operations, and showcase innovation on a global stage.
Ahead of the Miami E-Prix, the ABB FIA Formula E World Championship announced that it was the first sport ever to become B Corp certified. By securing this status, the series codifies its mission to make progress thrilling, challenging a sports industry that has traditionally prioritized spectacle over systemic impact. The status reminds the sporting world how Formula E continues to strive for success and breaking new ground both on and off the track, and sets a new global standard for what modern sport can be.
Critical to Formula E's B Corp certification were the strong social and environmental standards at race events, meaningful contributions to local communities through targeted social impact programs, best practice worker well-being strategies, and the company's commitment to transparency and accountability. Formula E made the announcement at the World Economic Forum annual meeting in Davos, following the recent global launch of the Gen 4, the most advanced car in the all-electric series history, with 100% recyclable construction and 20% recycled materials, set for its race debut next season. Designed for racing 200 miles per hour, the Gen 4 proves that sustainable engineering does not compromise elite speed.
Lucien Laviquant has been announced as an official brand ambassador for the 2025-2026 season, building on the strong relationship developed over the past year working with the series. Lucien has attended multiple Formula E races across key markets, including last year's Miami E-Prix, Mexico, Monaco, and London, quickly becoming a familiar and welcomed face in the paddock. His growing influence across entertainment, fashion, and youth culture, as well as his authentic passion for the championship and its values, make him a natural fit for the role of ambassador as Formula E expands its cultural footprint.
His portfolio includes stand-up performances in Emily in Paris, Tinseltown, Scream Queens, Snatch, and Amazon's modern retelling of Your Christmas or Mine, with a major year of international film and TV projects ahead, including People We Meet on Vacation. The 2026 Miami Prix will also be broadcast live on TalkSport. I don't think it's going to be the best weather for the race, unfortunately. It's going to be a little chilly there on Saturday. There's a chance of rain. Hopefully it's a good race, though. Hopefully everybody it gets done well and it's clean. I know that this is the first year they're racing in that circuit, so it'll be interesting to see how it works with rain and a little bit cooler, but should be really good. Looking forward to it. Not heading down there this year, though. I do have other racing coming up, and we'll cover that a little bit later in the show. The race we'll be heading to, so we'll cover that a little bit later. Are you a race car driver, crew chief, pit member, track owner, or maybe you're just a huge fan of the sport? Contact us to get your spot on the show. After all, you deserve your 15 minutes of fame, and we'd love to hear from you. The easiest way to do that is to go to Thursday Night Thunder Podcast.podbean.com. There's contact information on that page you can find, plus the past episodes of this show. Really good place, really good resource. Check it out there. Growing up in a racing family in Greensboro, North Carolina, meant frequent trips to the Will McRae Stadium in neighboring Winston-Salem.
For Cody Ware, it began like it does for many, sitting in the grandstands to watch the track's premier modified division. Ultimately, it led to Ware sitting behind the wheel of a modified at Bowman Gray, and then various kinds of race cars across all kinds of tracks. Today, Ware is a full-time driver in the Elite NASCAR Cup Series. There's not another racetrack where I can say that I went from its grandstands to its weekly lineup to the NASCAR Cup Series, said Ware, who attended Ragsdale High School in the suburb of Jamestown. Bowman Gray is a part of my racing roots, and now with the Clash, I'm able to go back as a Cup driver. It's a full circle moment.
It makes this weekend's Cookout Clash at Bowman Gray Stadium a homecoming for Ware. The 30-year-old racer is back at the Madhouse for NASCAR Cup Series soft opening of the 78th season, with the non-points exhibition race kicking off the longest season in all sports, a 10-month campaign. It concludes on November 8th with the championship finale at Homestead Miami Speedway. Ware enters his old stopping ground with a new look and feel to his familiar number 51 from Rick Ware Racing. It's now a Chevrolet Camaro powered by an ECR-built R07 engine, a thumping 358 cubic inch V8 that puts out 750 horsepower. Ware got to sample his updated ride on January 13th during a session at Wilkesboro Speedway, where RWR's new technical alliance with Richard Childress Racing was on display.
Having to make the transition from Ford to Chevrolet was a big undertaking for the whole team, Ware said. The integration with RCR, their engineers, and really all of their employees has been impressive, and the test was another good example. It gave us renewed confidence that the direction we're heading as a race team is the right one. Partnering with Chevrolet was the right choice. Everything from the engine package to the aerodynamics of the new body, there are just so many positives. It's early, but we feel like it's already paying dividends. Ware will look to cash in those dividends at the Clash. He needs to advance from his heat race into the 200-lap main event. Only 23 cars advance to the feature, meaning of the 38 expected entries, 15 will miss the cut.
A strong qualifying effort earns upfront starting spot in drivers' respective heat. That's important, as passing on the quarter mile asphalt oval is a rough and tumble affair. A clean race car has a better chance of finishing among the top 5, the cup position in each of the 4 heats, to make the headline Clash. Those outside the top 5 in their respective heat get one final shot to make the race via a 75-lap last chance qualifier. Only the top 2 finishers in the LCQ going to compete in the primetime feature. You have to be aggressive. If you're not going to be the person who's making the aggressive moves, you're probably going to be the person who's going to have said moves used on you, Ware said.
You have to separate the ties and dynamics and relationships you have off the racetrack. Anyone who goes into Bowman Gray thinking it's all going to be rainbows and sunshine where everyone's going to walk away happy, they're very much living in a fantasy. When you're on the track, you have no friends, only enemies. It's a race of rivalries at the country's longest running weekly racetrack. For Ware, it has included a good-natured sibling rivalry.
My brother Carson, his first ever time in modified, won at Bowman Gray. He held off Burt Myers in the feature and won the race, Ware said. So last year he said to me, if you don't win this, there's still only going to be one Ware with brother with a win at Bowman Gray. You'd think he won the Daytona 500 and Indy 500 with how he holds Bowman Gray win over my head. It's all in good fun, as the Ware brothers support one another in their racing pursuits. We both have family history at Bowman Gray, said the elder Ware. We both race modifieds there, and any opportunity we have to race, we're beyond grateful for. As my brother gets to race more and more here in 2026 and beyond, I want to be the biggest asset that can be for him. He supports me every weekend. He's watching Cup races, cheering me on, and texting me, and talking to me after the races. And I do the same for him.
The Clash weekend begins at 1:15 p.m. Eastern on Saturday with the Madhouse Classic, the 125-lap modified race featuring the kind of cars the Ware brothers first raced at Bowman Gray. After the checker flag drops on the Madhouse Classic, on-track activity for the Cup Series begins with practice at 6:10 p.m. Before the heat races start at 8:30 p.m., Flow Racing will stream the Madhouse Classic while FS1 will broadcast Cup action. Sunday's LCQ race goes green at 6 p.m. to set the final lineup for the Cookout Clash. Fox will broadcast the LCQ transition to its NASCAR Race Day studio show at 7:30 p.m. and then cover the Clash, which goes green at 8 p.m. Sirius XM NASCAR Radio will also provide live coverage throughout the event.
There have been some schedule changes at the Clash this weekend, of course, because of the weather. Bowman Gray has experienced an awful lot of snow, and they're expecting more snow to take place on Friday and Saturday. Saturday's schedule is really up in the air. I don't think they're actually going to have any racing there on Saturday, which is unfortunate, especially since the modified race is going to have to be rescheduled. And I don't know when they're going to be able to squeeze that in, because the modifieds head down to New Smyrna for next week, for Saturday. So that'll be something. But Sunday's race is still on as of right now. That could change. The entire schedule is really in flux. It all depends on the weather, and it's really, really chilly out there. So we'll see how it goes, and hopefully it's a good weekend there at Bowman Gray, at least Sunday. But you never know. It could be moved to Tuesday, it could be moved to Wednesday. It all depends on the weather. As of right now, it's good for Sunday, but you never know. At least they're going to have it there in Bowman Gray. The original, one of the plans they were throwing up in the air the other day was to bring it down to Daytona, but it's not going to be much warmer in Daytona. In fact, there's even a chance of snow in Daytona on Saturday night. So lots of cold weather out there right now, and seems like it's fighting NASCAR tooth and nail. But we'll see how it goes. Hopefully it'll be a decent start, and hopefully Sunday they work it out. But you never know. Tickets are officially on sale for Grand Prix Plaza, the world's largest Formula One fan experience, reopening on January 30th. Interested visitors can now purchase individual tickets, add-ons, and bundle experiences for the newly reimagined F1X and F1 Drive, offering multiple ways to engage with the sport all year long.
To celebrate opening weekend, the first 100 guests through the doors on opening morning will receive a complimentary Las Vegas Grand Prix swag bag filled with exclusive merchandise. In addition, drivers participating in select F1 Drive experiences from January 30th through February 1st will have the chance to claim the fastest lap and win 2 tickets to the Formula One Heineken Las Vegas Grand Prix 2026.
Located at the home of Formula One Heineken Las Vegas Grand Prix Plaza features 2 marquee ticketed experiences, including F1X. For 2026, Grand Prix Plaza unveiled a reimagined version of F1X. Its 20,000 square foot interactive exhibition that places guests at the center of Formula One's past, present, and future. Fully upgraded attraction features state-of-the-art 4D theater utilizing liminal space holographic technology, measuring artifacts, executive produced by GP1X, and a hands-on design studio and activations. F1X adult tickets are $59. Tickets for Nevada locals, children aged 2 to 12, and military are $49. F1 Drive, North America's first and only official F1 karting experience. This high-speed karting adventure puts guests behind the wheel on part of the Las Vegas Strip circuit, marking the first and only time a karting attraction has operated on part of a Formula One track. F1 Drive packages on the newly updated track layout include a Grand Prix. 3 sessions comprised of an 8-minute practice session, an 8-minute qualifying session to determine starting positions, and a 12-minute race to the finish. The Grand Prix package starts at $99 per driver. Local and military tickets are $79, age 16 plus, and minimum height of 58 inches are required. Sprint, 2 sessions comprised of an 8-minute practice session and a 12-minute race to the finish. The Sprint package is $69 per driver. Local and military tickets, $59. Again, age 16 and minimum height of 58 inches are required. Family Sprint, lower car speeds for friendly fun. 2 sessions include an 8-minute practice session and a 12-minute race to the finish. The Family Sprint package is $69 per driver. Local and military tickets are $59. This one is for age 12 and up, and a minimum height of 58 inches. And the Fastest Lap, 1 12-minute time trial, where your rank is determined by each guest's fastest lap. The Fastest Lap package is $37 per driver. Local and military tickets are $30. That one's age 16 and up as well, and minimum height of 58 inches. They also feature F1 simulators. Grand Prix Plaza is state-of-the-art racing simulators, deliver an authentic, high-intensity driving experience inspired by Formula One. F1 simulators are available to add on to the F1X or F1 Drive tickets for just $10. That one's for ages 12 up and a minimum height of 48 inches. You can also bundle your attraction. F1X and F1 Drive Fastest Lap is $89 per guest or $69 for locals and military. F1X plus F1 Drive Grand Prix is $125 per guest or $105 for locals and military. I'm certain that age and height restrictions remain the same.
Beyond the attractions, Grand Prix Plaza is home to the F1 Hub, featuring a flagship Formula One retail store, and the F1 Hub Lounge, offering modern American fare and handcrafted cocktails. Grand Prix Plaza will operate Sunday through Thursday from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. and Friday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to midnight. F1 X will be closed on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. For tickets and full details, visit www.grandprixplaza.com.
Grand Prix Plaza is a multi-use complex and year-round destination for private events. The 39-acre property houses the state-of-the-art Las Vegas Grand Prix pit building and is known as the home of the Formula One Heineken Las Vegas Grand Prix. Grand Prix Plaza has 3 new immersive experiences, including F1 Drive, F1X, and the F1 Hub, as well as private event spaces, including Turbine Lounge, Cool Down Room, and GPP Garage. I think that would be cool to visit that. That seems like one of the interesting things. I know it's conveniently located right there in the heart of Las Vegas, very close to the Strip there, right across the street from the Wyndham Resort. So might be a cool thing to check out sometime. Maybe check out this year. You never know. I was offered the opportunity to fly out there last year, so this year I got my fingers crossed. Everything's still on the mend, and we'll be all set to head out there this year. Fingers crossed.
Sounds like you need to take a trip to Las Vegas.
There we go.
Barrett-Jackson, the world's greatest collector car auctions, jump-started 2026 with the ultimate automotive lifestyle experience during the 2026 Scottsdale auction, held January 17th through the 25th at Westworld of Scottsdale. Celebrating its 54th year, the Scottsdale auction hosted 6,500 bidders who competed for 1,911 no-reserve collectible vehicles that resulted in more than $191 million in auction sales. Some of the biggest moments happened on Super Saturday, presented by the Gila River Resorts and Casinos, led by the sale of the 1955 Mercedes-Benz 300 SL Gullwing Coupe, lot number 1377 for $2.53 million, and high-energy sale of the 1966 Lincoln Continental Custom Convertible, lot number 1426, which sold for $1.1 million. Across the auction, 9 vehicles, including the one 2026 Chevrolet Corvette Stars in Steel Limited Edition ZR1X, lot number 3008, that hammered for $2.6 million and generated an additional $5,000 donation from the Scottsdale Fire Department. Raised a total of $5,855,000 for charitable causes. To date, Barrett-Jackson has raised more than $170 million for charity. Our Scottsdale auction once again set the tone for what promises to be another incredible year for the collector car hobby, said Craig Jackson, chairman and CEO of Barrett-Jackson. We kicked off Barrett-Jackson's auction week with our 3rd annual Rock the Block concert featuring Cole Swindle and continued to dial up the excitement throughout the week with the ultimate automotive lifestyle event. Some of our best of the best moments in Scottsdale started with our opening night gala and VIP dinner and culminated with a tremendous 3 hours of our highest sales on Super Saturday that generated incredible energy in the room. One of the highlights was when Grammy-nominated singer/songwriter Linda Perry rolled up onto the auction block in her 1967 Chevrolet Camaro, lot number 4000, singing her smash hit, What's Up, with a gospel choir leading the way. We created so many magical memories this year, including the sale of a one-of-one Chevrolet Corvette ZR1X, again, lot number 3008, that sold for over $2.6 million to benefit the Tunnel to Towers Foundation. We're looking forward to continuing this momentum in Palm Beach this April.
Top 10 auction vehicles that sold during the 2026 Barrett-Jackson Scottsdale auction included a 1955 Mercedes-Benz 300 SL Gullwing Coupe, lot number 1377, for $2,530,000. A 1961 Mercedes-Benz 300 SL Roadster, lot number 1378, for $1.87 million. A 2018 McLaren Senna, lot number 1366, for $1.87 million as well. A 2011 Ferrari 599 GTO, lot number 1381, which sold for $1,622,500. A 2021 McLaren Elba, lot number 1378.1, which sold for $1,512,500. A 2022 Ford GT64 Heritage Edition, lot number 1382, which sold for $1,237,500. A 1966 Lincoln Continental Custom Convertible, lot number 1426, which sold for $1.1 million. A 2023 Porsche Brabus 900 Rocket R, lot number 1383, which sold for $1.1 million. A 1963 Chevrolet Corvette Z06 Big Tank Split Window Coupe, lot number 1379, which also sold for $1.1 million, and a 2022 Ford GT, lot number 1365, which sold for $1.1 million. Apparently, $1.1 million was a really popular number this past weekend. The demand for late model supercars was incredibly strong in Scottsdale, like the 2019 McLaren Senna, lot number 1366, that hammered in nearly $2 million, said Jackson. There was a healthy demand for rare restored classics like the 1955 Mercedes-Benz 300 SL Gullwing Coupe, lot number 1377. That was our top sale, commanding over $2.5 million, as well as the 1961 Mercedes-Benz 300 SL Roadster, lot number 1378, that brought in $1.87 million.
On Friday, January 16th, the third annual Rock the Block concert, sponsored in part by Arizona Lottery and Tito's, kicked off the auction week, headlined by country music star Cole Swindle with Chase Rice as the opening act. 50 world-class custom vehicles were showcased on the auction block on Saturday as part of the Barrett-Jackson Cup parade presented by CRC and Blueprint Engines. Capturing this year's coveted Barrett-Jackson Cup, Ultimate Best in Show was a 1959 Chevy Impala, while a 1958 Chevrolet Corvette was presented with the People's Choice Award. Barrett-Jackson Scottsdale this January was the center of the automotive world and hobby, said Steve Davis, president of Barrett-Jackson. I was proud to assemble a diverse docket with our team that absolutely rocked the block all week long, giving bidders of every level the chance to own their dream collectible vehicle. Of course, the most touching moments were the sales of our charity vehicles that raised millions of dollars and awareness for our military, first responders, education, and life-saving medical research. Now we set our sights on Palm Beach this April and look forward to creating even more memorable moments on the auction block.
The Scottsdale auction raised $5.855 million for charity through the sale of 9 vehicles, which included one Chevrolet ZR1X Stars and Steel limited edition Corvette, sold for $2.6 million with an additional $5,000 donation from the Scottsdale Fire Department, lot number 3008, for a total of $2.605 million. A 2026 Ford Mustang Dark Horse SC Track Pack Special Edition, VIN number 001, lot number 3007, for $1.25 million. A 2005 Ford GT, lot number 3006, for $550,000. A 1972 Chevy C50 Custom Pickup, lot number 3005, which sold the first time for $200,000 and was immediately donated back to sell 3 more times for a total of $875,000. A 2018 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited Rubicon Custom SUV, lot number 3004, which sold for $110,000. A 2004 AM General Humvee M1152A1, lot 3003, sold for $75,000. A 1965 Ford Mustang Custom Convertible, lot number 3002, which sold for $100,000 with an additional $10,000 donation for a total of $110,000. A 2025 Indian Sport Chief RT motorcycle, lot number 3001, which sold for $180,000. And a 1957 Chevy Bel Air Custom Coupe, lot number 3000, which sold for $100,000.
Celebrity vehicles that crossed the block in Scottsdale this year included Linda Perry's 1967 Chevrolet Camaro convertible, lot number 4000, Kevin Hart's 2024 Ford Bronco Custom SUV, lot number 1329.1, David Spade's 1978 Ford F-250 Ranger XLT Custom Pickup, lot number 1205.1, a 2017 Ford GT formerly owned by Tim Allen, lot number 1387, and a 2010 Land Rover Range Rover HSE formerly owned by Jennifer Aniston, lot number 1532.
Festivities include kicked off in spectacular style on Sunday, January 16th, with the opening night gala, a glamorous event that officially marked the beginning of Barrett-Jackson Auction Week. Celebration continued Monday with an invitation-only welcome dinner hosted by Ocean 44. During the auction, entertainment icons, professional athletes, and titans of industry joined attendees to indulge in the world's most immersive automotive lifestyle event. Celebrities in attendance during this year's auction include Ari Leindyke, Bogey Leitner, Chip Foose, Clay Millican, Constant Nunez, Dave Kindig, Drew Brees, Eric Curran, Eric Estrada, Frankie Munoz, Jack Roush, Jacob Ellsbury, JB Smoove, Jeff Lutz, Josh Ross, Josh Sweat, Kev Dog, Linda Perry, Mark Martin, Mike Leake, Papa Snoop, Paul Bissonnette, Ray Whitney, Richard Rollins, Rob Wolf, Tim Allen, Tony Orlando, Trevor McGill, and Walker Bueller.
With 949 authentic pieces of automobilia selling for $4.7 million. The top 3 sales included a 1920s Maple Leaf gasoline Clear Vision model, number 700 twin visible gas pump, lot number 9460, and that sold for $80,500. A circa 1950s airport motel neon porcelain sign, lot number 9480, for $78,200, and a custom 1960s style Shelby Cobra go-kart, lot number 9580.1, for $57,500.
Barrett Jackson returns to Palm Beach for his next collector auction, April 16th through the 18th, 2026. Barrett Jackson will hold its inaugural Columbus auction at the Ohio Expo Center and State Fairgrounds, June 25th through the 27th, and is returning to Nevada for his Las Vegas auction, September 10th through 12th, in the West Hall of the Las Vegas Convention Center. Now, that was an awful lot of stuff to get through this week, and I'm happy we got through it. It's been a fairly busy few weeks in racing, with Barrett Jackson, with the Rolex 24, and soon this week to be the race there in Miami, as well as the race in Bowman Gray. Both of those weather dependent. The Bowman Gray looking a little less likely than the Miami race. Miami just be a little wet and a little cold, but it might be interesting to see how the cars do there. I'm sure they're going to bounce around quite a bit. So, and in Bowman Gray, they're going to fight snow. They're going to fight cold. I don't think NASCAR has snow tires. They've never really mastered that, but they're bound and determined to get the race in on Sunday. More power to them if they can, but I don't know if that's going to happen. We'll see. It's going to be interesting. And like I said, it seems like Saturday's events have already been postponed indefinitely. I don't know if they're going to reschedule them for Bowman Gray or if they're going to have another different facility later on in the season. I'm thinking they'll probably reschedule for Bowman Gray, but I don't know when they'll do that. The modifieds aren't quite as full of a schedule as most of the other NASCAR series, so they do have some open time in their schedule, but it'll be interesting to see, and I'm sure that a lot of the modified drivers and teams aren't very happy that they've got the cars there. Now they're going to have to move them back to the facilities there, wherever they go, and then come down here for the next race. So it'll be interesting. See how that goes. What do you think? Do you think the weather's going to win this weekend? Or do you think they'll actually end up getting some racing somewhere?
I don't know. It seems like, I don't know if you're going to find really a warm part of the country right now. So I don't know. And it probably was a good call that they didn't pick Daytona either. You guys don't have the nicest of weather from what I've been hearing from you. So I don't know. And yeah, I don't know. I don't personally think they're going to get any racing in. And when you said that, something like maybe Tuesday, I could see that. I could unfortunately see it being postponed. So I don't think you expected there might be some weather, but the snow and stuff's really kind of got a mind of its own right now. So I don't know. I kind of doubt it, but we can hope, but I kind of doubt it.
And it seems like the snow is going to be as far south as the middle of the state of Florida this week. There's a chance of snow in Orlando on Sunday. There's a really high chance of snow in Daytona for Saturday morning. There's a fairly high chance of snow in Tampa for Saturday morning. And like I said, the Bowman Gray is going to get snow on Saturday. They might get snow on Sunday. I know NASCAR is hoping that they don't, but odds are pretty good. It's going to rain. It's going to rain a little bit today. It's going to snow a lot tomorrow night and probably Saturday as well. So they did already clean up the track once. I don't know if they're going to be able to clean it up again in time for the racing on Sunday. They're hoping, but I think it's they got every finger and toe crossed they can, and I think they're going to run out of fingers and toes before too long because it's going to be a little cold and a lot snowy there.
Their fingers and toes are all going to become frozen.
Yeah,
crossing them in a day like that.
even the people in Miami, I don't think they're very happy with the fact it's going to be a little rainy, especially in Miami. Here it's going to be raining in the morning. Miami's going to be raining in the afternoon, which is not good because the race is supposed to take place in the afternoon on Saturday. So they be interesting. I don't think a lot of people are going to be heading out for that, and if they do, then there's not a lot of coverage there. Not a lot of coverage stands and all that. So there might be a lot of people hanging out in the cover of Hard Rock Stadium, watching the TV screens to see what the action on track is. So we'll see how it goes. I'm kind of happy we didn't get tickets there. I thought about it for a little while, but I'm really anxious to go up to New Smyrna again. We haven't been to the New Smyrna Speedway for the World Series of Asphalt in more than a few years. So, and I like New Smyrna Speedway. It's a really fun event. It's a great facility, fairly small but big enough to get everything done. There's a little more than about a half mile. I've actually had the chance to drive around there in a racing school before, so that was awesome. So that'll be cool to see that. And we'll be heading up there on Friday, next Friday, a week from tomorrow, and we'll be there for Friday and Saturday. So don't know what I'll be wearing, don't know what the weather's going to be like. So, but if you're looking and you see some guy hanging out up there on top waving like crazy, that's probably me, and I'll be enjoying the race. I'm probably going wearing the big shoe because even though I do have. This is the end of wearing my big shoe, so it's going to be transitioning to a different thing because I almost have everything healed on my feet now, which is great. But I'm wearing my big shoe going down the stairs. So you see somebody hobbling up and down the stairs, you'll know that's me too. So I'll be at the top of the grandstand for both Friday and Saturday. I don't know if we'll wander on the pits much. It depends on the action, but we're supposed to get there. Plan is right now get there a little bit after 1 both days and hang out there at least for the afternoon on Friday and probably most of the action on Saturday. So it should be cool. Should be a really good time. For those of you who've been following the preseason testing there at New Smyrna Speedway, they've been posting a lot of stuff about that the past few days. I'd advise you to check that out on Facebook. It's really cool, and it gives you an idea of what's going to be going on there. And they seem to be covering a lot of stuff, and it's really cool that they're doing that. So it should be really awesome. Should be a good week of racing next week, and that lasts for, I believe, for 10 days is the World Series there. So, plus they also have the racing there at the Volusia Speedway going on right now. That starts. They've got practice there today as well. That starts on the 31st in full effect there on Saturday, and they run from Saturday all the way through 2 weeks, I believe, which culminates in the action there at the Toyota International Speedway with the 500. So, should be really cool. A lot of racing going on up there, and that means it's going to be chilly. People up there are used to it, but they're not used to this much cold, and it's really, really cold. So for this time of year, it's always a little chilly, but it's not below 60 every single freaking day, and that's what we're having right now. So this weekend's going to be really, really cold, and I'm not looking forward to it, but we'll see how it goes. I think Sunday will be a good day to stay inside the house and not do anything if you have that chance. Maybe watch TV, maybe see how really cold it is in Bowman Gray. So, again, should be a really good, interesting weekend of racing. Everything's really kicking into high gear now with the race in Bowman Gray as well as the race in Miami. So, it should be good, and hopefully it's a good weekend of racing and it's a good sign of things to come. Although I do think that Mother Nature is going to win more than the automobiles this weekend. So, we'll see how it goes, though.
So with everything, because everywhere's, like I said, not kind of very nice right now. If all these events start raining out, well, not raining out, snowing out, well, weathering out, if that's even a thing, what's that do for like their scheduling? Do they have to kind of go over their schedule and see where they can fit stuff back in, or what's that do for scheduling for these people?
I know as far as the smaller events, the ones at the local tracks at Volusia Speedway and at the New Smyrna Speedway, their rain-out policy pretty much is it rains, we don't do anything. We can't reschedule because it doesn't work out for their schedules. So you end up just losing it, and then they give you credit or you do something like that. For the bigger tracks, it's going to push them back. And for the Formula E race, they're going to run no matter what. It'll be damp and it'll be cold, but it'll be interesting. They've run in damp and cold before, but they've run damp and cold in front of 0 people at the grandstands too. So I think they're used to that. And it'll be interesting. We'll see how that goes. But the big one there, Bowman Gray, that's going to push it back. He's going to push it back a few days. But they do have room in the schedule, at least right now, because there is no NASCAR activity next week with the Super Bowl. So that they have that advantage, but they're not going to move it all the way back to next weekend because next weekend they do have other events, the modifieds and all that have to race. So it'll be interesting. We'll see how it goes. But I know that they're going to have it this week. It just depends on when, whether they get done Sunday, whether they get done Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever. They'll get done. Just matters is whether there's people in the grandstands and all that, whether it's a convenient time for everybody or whether it's a 10 o'clock in the morning race. They've done this sort of junk before.
And as for your New Smyrna race, I think rather than jumping up and down, you should just paint your face and then you can relax and people will still see you.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't think that's going to happen, but you never know.
You can paint it like a big checkered flag.
I've seen people do that, but not me. No, that's okay. It's supposed to be okay weather for there. The current forecast is to be in the 60s on Friday, low 50s at night, which is seasonal, so it's not awful. Probably be about the same on Saturday. Saturday might be a little bit warmer, so should be good. Should be a really good weekend for racing next weekend. Not saying that much for this weekend, but next weekend should be really good, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I think it will be nice. So is this something that New Smyrna does every year?
Yeah, every year. They have that's how they pretty much the entire asphalt series starts out with the modified race, the ASA races there, ARCA races there. In the distant past, they had more NASCAR events there as well. Plus, they've got truck races there, and they've got the bombers and that sort of thing, and the mini stocks, and pretty much any sort of asphalt racing you can think of will be featured in New Smyrna Speedway anytime in the next 10 days.
Oh, wow. That sounds really neat.
Yeah. Hundreds of drivers from all over the country. So all over the world, if you count some of the people. They bring people from Mexico, and they bring people from. So I've had people from Venezuela there in the past, and that sort of thing.
Oh, wow. That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I hope you have fun.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be interesting, and I think that it'll be should be really good. Should be parking should be pretty good there. Got lots of space, so and hopefully the traffic's not too bad. Looking forward to that. So here we go. Should be really good. Any big racing events going on in your neck of the woods? I know it's awful chilly, but I know that they're starting to talk about stuff anyway.
Yeah, it's pretty cold. They're kind of doing their little go-kart racing type stuff. Really, the only sort of big-ish news that I can think of that I just recently came across when I was looking at a grammar detail on one of the tracks from around here. They put an S at the end of one of the words that they painted on their wall, and I was like, I don't think that S is supposed to be there. It's not important, but anyway, so that's how I came across that Kevin Harvick will be coming to one of our local tracks. I can't remember the date. I want to say it said in like 17 days, but you know what? I don't think that's correct. But yeah, so that's pretty cool. I think that will be pretty neat. So I'll probably have to, I don't know what it is. I mean, it's a race. I know it's a race, and I'm not 100% sure. I thought I seen something about some series that, well, I don't know. I'm getting kind of secondhand information, but apparently Kevin Harvick is supposed to be racing. So that's kind of cool. I think that'll be kind of cool. I might have to get more details on that. But yeah, I just randomly came across that. And yeah, so that's really the big news around here. We have Supercross coming in a couple weeks. So that's also something pretty cool if you're into that. But yeah, no, pretty much just that Kevin Harvick will be coming to a track near me, I guess. Like I said, I'm not quite sure what the race looks like or anything like that, but he will be here. So yeah, that's cool. Other than that, no, not really.
Kevin Harvick showing up at the racetrack throwing Hunt Brothers pizza at everybody.
I'll take a pizza to the Dome as long as I get like a pepperoni one.
There you go. With that, be sure to check out past episodes of Thursday Night Thunder by visiting facebook.com/SD Thursday Night Thunder. Listen to previous episodes of this show at thursdaynightthunderpodcast.podbean.com, or you can find it at your favorite place to download podcasts. We're available on Podchaser, iHeartRadio, Boomplay, Spotify, Player FM. You can also find us at YouTube. I've got all the shows listed there at YouTube, youtube.com/ForVorPlums. The current shows, plus some past episodes from our previous incarnation. Be sure to check out the fan club feature on the Podbean app by visiting facebook.com/SD Thursday Night Thunder. Look up at the top. There's one of the pinned posts there. I also invite you to check out the news and information at my news and racing site, motorsportsnewsandviews.wordpress.com. I posted a few new things there, but I'm going to be posting a lot more this weekend, especially on Sunday when it's way too cold to be going outside. So be sure to look for that. In addition, if you're a fan of South Florida and who isn't, be sure to check out the latest news and information about our sites of paradise and my travel blog for our Plums Fantastic Finds. There you're going to be able to find a lot of information about Key West. We're going to be posting this weekend, including some new news about some attractions that were really cool to check out. And some of them will really be good on a rainy or chilly day. So that could be interesting for some people who are looking for things to do in the next few weeks. Be found on Facebook at For Plums Fantastic Finds, on X at PB Happening, or by going to For Plums Fantastic Finds. That's FABORPLUMBS Fantastic Finds.wordpress.com.
Thank you for listening, and we look forward to seeing you again next week in the Thunderdome. Next month in the Thunderdome as we discuss the major issues in the world of modern auto racing.
There you go. Thanks again, and have a great night.